doing, bro? Chill the fuck out. I know. We want to shift the paradigm. I know. Nah, my hand is the patriarchy. Fight it. Ah, fight it. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to no, none of that. We're not doing any of that today. Today we're knocking over so many proverbial tables, as I like to say, because, you know, pacifist, we're not gonna knock over any real tables. But we're gonna do my makeup and just talk about what's been on my mind lately. I don't know where this is gonna go. I have no outline, I have nothing. I'm gonna just basically, it's stream of consciousness, like most of my AM with Amy's. Anytime I try to do a script, I just go freaking haywire anyways. I never even follow it. So for me, I just do better when I speak from the heart. And so if a lot of these videos are very tangential thoughts, now you know why. That's because you're exactly in my brain, and that's how I articulate myself. So bear with me and come along on the ride to Amy land. So whenever anyone asks me what's been on my mind, I'm genuinely like, what the fuck hasn't been on my mind, dude? Because air sign problems. I turned 25 last month. I was born February 11th, 1994. I am an Aquarius sun, Gemini rising, Pisces moon. I identify with all of my signs. I actually have a lot of Aquarius and Pisces in all of my birth chart, and I 100% identify. So turning 25 has made me think a lot about who I want to become, and that's something that's just like an ongoing narrative in my head. Like, what do I want to do? Who do I want to be? Like, what is the gap between who I am versus who I want to become, and how that can motivate me rather than debilitate me. By the way, I'm wearing highlighter neon yellow nails from Urban Outfitters. You do have to use a white coat for it to be this bright, but I've never felt more like me. Like, I just love it so much. And I also got these barrettes, I think that's what they're called, from Brandy Melville. They're like 25 cents. So I just came out with To Be Blunt, which is a channel or a series on my channel that it's just gonna be me smoking one, lighting up a joint with my favorite people, and just talking about stuff. It's like basically my version of a podcast. And I know so many people are like, can you do a podcast? Can you do a podcast? And I think 2019 I might actually seriously start one and begin to do that, just because it's something that's highly requested by you guys. But yeah, so the reason why I did To Be Blunt is honestly, that is probably the most transparent, the most honest, the most real, and the most me I've ever been on my channel. As I become 25, I am just over being fake. It's not even being fake. I am so over watering myself down or painting a certain picture of myself. I think some people even argued saying that I was a bad role model for promoting drug use, which is very valid, but I also think that the content of which my video depicted, which is people pleasing, being a good friend, talking about identity in media and pop culture, I think that far more transcends any type of drug or smokescreen that I'm using. And I feel like if you unsubscribed, I lost a lot of subscribers just in the moment that I posted that video, and I feel like, you know what, if you're leaving, then I would rather have you hate me for who I am than being liked for what I'm not, because I have been an avid smoker since I was 17, and I've been very open about it on my Instagram stories and my Instagram, because that's just, I don't know, it's just been a big part of my life. I'm someone who suffers from anxiety. I think a lot, and I've had some of the best conversations while stoned, and I just think it's so hilarious that a lot of people were offended by it, but for very valid reasons. And so I think as I turn 25, I am just so over influencer culture, smoke screens, just watering myself down or painting myself as a certain version. And you know, authentic is such a buzzword, but it's 100% the word that I live most by, and most of my friends know, if not all. I cannot lie, the more people that I lose by being more myself, the better I feel, because at least now I know you really fuck with me. Like, you're genuinely here to fuck with me, not this like picture perfect painted version of myself. Although I do feel like my content is still very me and still very transparent, but I think it just has to do with like turning 25 and really feeling like I just don't identify with anyone anymore. Like, basically all my idols are dead. I feel like growing up I had so many idols, and I talked about this in my To Be Blunt episode with Diego. But I just feel like so much of my idols and my role models, they're gone now. Like, I genuinely don't look up to anyone in both traditional media or digital media, and I see myself in certain people, but I don't truly feel seen. And that's something that I've been struggling with ever since I pretty much entered my 20s. And I think luckily I'm really surrounded by people and friends who really not only support me, but like believe in my vision. And I think that that's so important, like to be around people not only who support you, but also just believe in your vision for the world. Like, I literally can get emotional thinking about it, but like Sandy, Diego, Jen, like everybody just, I feel like they totally understand what I'm trying to do, and nothing like makes me happier, because I have always felt greatly misunderstood. And you know, like even with my parents, I feel like I've always been kind of like just very different, because every time I go back home, while it is grounding, I just don't feel like, I'm like, how did these super conventional, like stay in the lines, like color in the lines, follow direction humans, like how did y'all give birth to me? Because I'm like, they call me crazy on a day-to-day basis, not only for just like what I do and how I live my life, but just mainly for my thoughts. And I feel like you know, my parents are not super liberal. They're like, you know, as long as it doesn't harm the world, they're okay with it. But you know, like gay people, black people, it's still something that's totally not a part of their generation, and I'm so understanding of that. But I think like one of the first photos I ever sent to my dad about Diego was like him naked, and he put like a sensor on his nipple in a robe, and he just looks so Vogue. And I was like, this is my best friend Diego. And my dad was just like, oh my god, like, I'm so open-minded, I'm so open-minded. And then Diego was like, Amy, of all the pictures you chose to show him that one? And I was like, yeah. But I think, you know, because I had dinner with them last night, and I was telling them how, like, you know, like in my future, like in my version of the world that's coming, like I see people like Diego on billboards with their lily lashes, and I see people, you know, James Charles is like a stepping stone for that, but I see like people of color of all orientations on billboards and on magazine covers, and I just want to celebrate diversity. And I think that so much of like what I envision for the world is like not right now, at least, like it's not the time right now, but I know that it will like eventually be that time. And I think so much of my like cognitive dissonance comes from doing what I do on the internet, when I'm so inundated by the same standard of beauty, which is literally microbladed eyebrows, lip injections, Botox and fillers, which I have no problem with. Like, please, if you're watching this, do what makes you happy. Like, I have no problem with plastic surgery, but I think the idea of it is that, like, while you do those physical alterations, like it will not ever solve what's going on inside, and that's my thing with it. But if it genuinely like makes you happier, and if it genuinely gives you peace, like I'm so for it. Of course, I'm not anti-plastic surgery in that way. I'm like, do whatever the fuck makes you happy. But I think it's the idea of that, like, you cannot face tune your heart. And like, I think me being a part of the problem is like, I am so annoyed with seeing the same type of beauty, seeing the same type of face. Like, why do we all look like Kim Kardashian? Like, why do we all try to look like Kylie Jenner? And like, I think even me growing up, like, I'm speaking from personal experience, like I wanted to have double eyelids because like I was made to feel so ugly and unconventional because of my monolids. And something that I always tell my friends is like, you know, once I lock down, you know, conventional beauty, it's all over for the rest of you bitches. Like, because like I think a lot of people are like, you can do so much more with your makeup and your looks and stuff, and I always do the same type of eye makeup look, and it's because I just wanted to look conventionally pretty. And as I put on my electric blue eyeliner now, it's like I'm so over that. Like, I'm so over not liking myself, and I'm so over feeling insecure because of a beauty standard that some society imposed on me. And that's another thing. Like, I want to be super experimental with my makeup these days, and I did this crazy, I didn't do it, Diego did this crazy like alien makeup look on me, and again, I've like literally never felt more like myself, and that's something that this year I want to explore, because I'm just so over everything. I'm so over it. I'm knocking over so many proverbial tables, and I think that there's just a huge targeted demographic that's missing, like Asian, like just women of color who are spiritual, who love self-help, development, who love rock music, who love hip-hop music, who love Solange, and like, I just don't identify. People who love podcasts, and people who want to trip on acid but necessarily don't want to fucking club till like 4 a.m. in the morning. Like, I'm definitely such an open-minded person, but I don't think like I love to party or club. Like, I felt like I've always been such a huge walking dichotomy, and for so many years I've used that to like shackle me and feel imprisoned. But let me tell you, you build the prison you live in. Like, let me say that one more time. You live in the prison you build yourself. And so I'm fucking freeing myself. I don't know about you, but I'm freeing myself, because when you don't see your community, you fucking create your own community. If you don't see yourself in media, you become your own muse. If you don't see yourself, you go find yourself. If you don't see yourself, you go create yourself. If you don't have your own community, create your own community. That's something that I'm coming to terms with, and that's something that at 25, like, I really want to hone in and be the fucking person I needed to see when I was 15. Like, be the change you wish to see in the world, and that's basically where I'm at right now. I'm here to just be me, and I'm here to just do content that like really, like, this is not to say that the content I've been posting is not me. It's just a very skewed version of me, and now I want you to see all the other parts of me. I'm so much more of a person who'd rather stay in bed and read and trip on acid rather than go to a party and club. But I don't think that makes me any less of a role model, and I think that inherently, if you're on this public space and in this world, like in this world of social media, you have a duty to be a role model. And I think some people wanted to shame me for like posting drug use and being a bad role model, but you know what, I'm here to say that like I can smoke weed, I can get a 4.0, go to UCLA, I can have a YouTube channel, I can love fashion and beauty and still smoke weed. That was the whole point of it. It's not only just about shifting the paradigm, it's about fucking dismantling it, breaking it, and discarding it. I don't want the paradigm anymore, and in the future there is going to be no paradigm, and I truly believe that the world that I envision myself in 50 to 60 years, I'm going to be a part of that change, and it's going to be like POC, trans people on CoverGirl ads. It is going to be the most inclusive world, and like, unlike a lot of, I feel, liberals, like, I genuinely celebrate diversity, and mental diversity in particular. Like, just because I believe, you know, like, all people should have rights and stuff like that, I still want to hear the other side of the spectrum. Mental diversity is what makes the world so colorful, that we have free thought. Actually, the people that I want to sit down most are not other fellow liberals, but probably like MAGA supporters, because that's the perspective and insight that I lack clearly. And I feel like in order for us to just have a better world and to be able to coexist peacefully, we need to have those discussions. And I think that I guess what I'm trying to say is I love humanity, I love diversity. I don't understand why we're all like, why we're putting one standard of beauty, one standard of living as the apex of it all. I feel like we're in this dystopia of conformity. It's like where everybody looks like a Kardashian, and it's like, what happened to the diversity? What happened to the things that make this world so colorful and so different? Like, when did it become cool to look like everybody else on the Instagram, on the internet and Instagram? Wow, I sound like my mother. Definitely moving outside of my parents' house and getting out of my hometown helped me a lot, because I feel like I was so trapped by other people's thinking and other people's perception of how I should be. And like, all of my insecurities definitely come from being raised and thinking that monoliths are ugly, thinking small noses are ugly. Like, I am so attracted to people with huge noses because that is what I lack, and that, I think, is so indicative of who I am. Like, the things that I don't have, like, I appreciate so much in other people, because I think like being different is so amazing and something that we should celebrate. And so like I just wanna basically, and this is probably the most like Aquarius video ever, but I just feel like a lot of people are unheard, and like I feel so unheard, and I wanna be the person that I needed to be when I was younger, and I wanna fucking dismantle body dysmorphia. I wanna fucking dismantle like thigh gap morphia. I just wanna celebrate every fucking buddy, because everybody deserves to be celebrated. And I think that probably my most favorite thing about myself, like hands down, is that I genuinely accept people for as they are, for however flawed or problematic that they think they are. I genuinely accept people, and I think that's what we need more of in the world: more compassion, more empathy, more understanding for people who don't live the same life as you, for people who don't walk in your shoes every day. That's what we need. I've been reading a lot of Audre Lorde's poetry, who was just a super like awesome intersectional feminist, woman of color, and I think she was just such an amazing force, and a lot of her poetry is resonating with me. And like Virginia Woolf, who I also think is an Aquarius, I just found out, and I just feel like I have Orlando, which I want to read, but she was just so ahead of her time as well. And I'm just trying to find people who inspire me and who keep me on my toes. If you're at all like so tired of seeing the same type of like girl and same type of look on Instagram, like I just want to tell you, like your thin lips are cute, your narrow, wide, anything in between hips are beautiful, your sparse eyebrows are editorial AF, like your body weight at any size is beautiful, because guess what, your body is keeping you alive. For so long I felt trapped within the content I was making, trying to be like beauty, fashion, or whatever, and then I don't know how, but somehow I turned kind of into like a self-help development channel. And even then I started to feel boxed in, like do I only have to do videos that are like how to have a great life, how to stay positive? And I was like, fuck that. Like how can I be more punk rock? How can I be more myself? How can I be self-help, self-love, smoke weed, be all the things that I am, which is basically just a fucking walking dichotomy, and just make it work? And honestly, you just do that by fucking doing it. It's like Nike, go do it. I'm reading Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. So far, like, not much to say about it, but it's like, how can I just be more me? And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not fucking here to preach about being perfect or about being this amazing, like, perfect human being. Like, I think the most important thing about being a role model is understanding how incredibly flawed you are. I think the problem with self-help and development and all that is like, so many people preach self-love and development, but very few people know how to actually apply it. And I think one of the main reasons why I don't get a lot of hate or criticism, gets a lot of hate and criticism now going forward, I think the reason for that is because I'm very fully aware of all of my flaws. Like, you can be like, Amy, you're this way, that way, and I'd be like, bro, I fucking know. Like, I already know. Like, I am not coming here from like a mighty horse, and I'm not coming on here on my fucking mighty horse and being like, you guys need to be like this and be like that. No, I'm so fucking fucked up. Okay, I'm not that fucked up, but I'm struggling with the same amount of problems as you are, and hopefully that inspires you and motivates you. I'm just a 25-year-old girl who's just trying to figure it out all herself. Man, I love these nails. Wow. And it's kind of slightly suffers from ADD. I'm not saying that as a joke. Mental health is not a joke. I'm actually saying that like genuinely. Anyways, if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much. I'm just someone who's just trying to figure it out on the internet, and the fact that you spend your minutes of the day with me means so much to me. And I hope that me just trying to get my life together and me just trying to figure out can somewhat inspire you to get your life together and you to get your shit together, even though I don't think getting your shit together is like one definitive moment. I think it's like an ongoing process and cycle. Trust the process, as they say. But anyways, thank you for hanging out with me. Man, this was a lot of rambling, but I warned you. I fucking warned you. Hit that subscribe button, yada yada yada. Leave a comment. Can you write down some thought leaders or people that you really fuck with? Because like right now I'm just definitely like going into the Audre Lorde, Virginia Woolf vibe. But anyone who's like a free thinker, just like unconventional, someone who just someone just felt like a Martian, because I feel like a Martian a lot of times. So anyways, if you have any of those people, write them down. Would love to know who you're inspired by. But yeah, bye.